Hello and welcome back to the Guns and Glory show. I don't know exactly where this video is going. I've been thinking about how to make it for about a week, trying to shoot it all morning. And meanwhile, I'm resizing and depriming some 223 556. But I got some of my faith back. And not necessarily in a great way, but if you don't know my history, you need to check out my neighbor's criminal activities protected by the prosecutors playlist, something like that, and the confessions and complaints about God playlist. I had this great faith in God. I was reading the Bible every day, preaching as much as I could, I guess. Not like in front of the church, but anytime I got a chance, I talked about God. I would, or defend Him online, going to church, reading the Bible, the whole thing, all of it. Been saved, been baptized. And one day this guy decided to move into the house next door at Oak Ridge in Waterford. And it wasn't going to go well, I could tell right off. And I prayed about it and told my friends about it. I'm like, you watch, this will be fine. God will take care of it. And made me look like a liar, frankly, because God betrayed me. He made claims and didn't fulfill them, basically lied. If you don't think God lied, I mean, think about an insomniac. I'm sure you've met them in church, they can't sleep. Then think of Psalm 127:2. There's a video I have about that too. God claims He's your friend, and they'd be there to help you whenever you need Him. That's not true. This guy attacked us and forced me to live in the garage by putting monoxide in the house in the basement, and he has friends in the court, so they've been protecting him. We moved out in 2021. He posted my address on the internet just a little while ago. Gretchen Whitmer signed red flag into law. The day she did that, he made another account to harass me and basically let me know that I'm a dead man walking. So at least I have a year to prepare and to train for that raid. Not quite a year. It goes into effect in the spring. But, you know, for years I was losing my faith little bit by little bit. Every time something would go wrong up there, I was going to jail and losing my hearing and everything. And each little thing cost a little bit more faith until I was like, you know what, just F you. I go up north and everything's changed. I thought I'm free, everything's new. Let's repent, buy a Bible, go back, find a church, and you know, everything was going good. And I even made a video about it called Gratitude. It's about 15 minutes long. Showing God, because I was so full of thanks I couldn't contain it. And the neighbor shows up again. Starts threatening me and saying I've kidnapped this runaway. He's 13 apparently, and then I'm harboring him, wanting to get me raided. He's trying to get me swatted. Anything else, trying to get me banned on YouTube, anything. And this is after I moved out. You know, judge won't do anything because they've been protected by the courts for a couple of years. I'm thinking God's supposed to help me, and He didn't. Well, I got frustrated with God about this, and then there's these flies up there that just swarms of them, plagues, and they're in your face and they bite and they attack. I'm like, what kind of a God? I was already mad at God, so what kind of a God would create something like that to go to that much trouble to make a small aircraft, which is not a simple thing, just to bother you? And then He pisses you off with it, you're pissed off, and now you're in trouble for being pissed off. That's fucking fantastic. So me and God are not on good terms. I start manifesting and everything and trying to get money that way, and 369 and all that other crystals and whatever. And I hear about this job in November. I heard about it. It's supposed to start in April. And this could turn into a big thing. I might even be able to get off a disability, but the problem is I don't have anything for retirement. And the other problem is I'm disabled. So I come down here in April, and there's no work. Like, what the heck? May, June, finally July 3rd I start. By then I'd already given up on the job, and I was trying to be humble by then. I thought, well, God took me away from my house because of my attitude that I'd been describing the last few minutes. Understandably so, I think. And instead of saying, you know, F you, God, like I had before, I submitted to it. No, I'm going to submit. You know, he's serious. And that's where some of my faith started to come back. I was like, maybe he does have control of things. So I thought God didn't have any control during this time period because Adam sold off the right to Satan in the Garden of Eden. Like, when you think about when Jesus is on the hill with Satan, and Satan says, look down at all these things, I'll give them to you if you worship me. If you fall down and worship me. And Jesus is like, no. But he didn't reprimand him because the devil does have that. So I thought the devil had control and God couldn't do nothing. Didn't have any faith in God, therefore. But now I see he's been working, but maybe he does. He has power. Well, not maybe. I know that now. He's changed my mind. So in that case, I have some faith for the first time in a long time. But, well, now I'm thinking, well, I got to get back to God, right? So I try to pray, and I order a Bible and try to repent. I'm talking to Nico about it. She's helping me out because she's repented from her witchcraft and gone back. She's in church regularly now. I'm proud of her. Been helping me out. And before I lose my train of thought here, sorry. So I go get this Bible and things start going bad at work. I'm like, crap, this is starting all over again. But I'm not going to just go F you to God anymore. I'm not going to do that. We'll just let him work. Let God work. Maybe it'll be fine this time. And normally I would have just been A, B, C, D, E, F, U and making up my own words to the song. I was bad up there, but I don't want to be that way. So next thing I know, the boss cuts me down from 20 bucks an hour to 15 bucks an hour through no fault of my own. Somebody else decided to complain, oh, I'm working too hard and blah, 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 and it's too hot, and should just be making 10 bucks every half an hour. And I'm sitting here like, dude, seriously? Do you know how few people get an opportunity like that? And here we are. I am grateful. And he's complaining about it. Well, the other kids that are working there, I thought everybody's getting the same amount of money, right? Hourly. The other kids are working there getting 15 an hour. And I'm like, they're all upset about that. Well, understandably, because they're young, they don't understand. Adults get more because we got more experience and we got bigger bills to pay. So the boss says, oh, there's no work tomorrow. You know, we got to save money. And I'm like, oh, this is writing on the wall. I'm like, this is a multi-million-dollar operation. He ain't trying to save money. I'm about to be fired because of this 20 bucks an hour thing. So I tell him, all right, if I can work through the winter, it's originally supposed to be a summer job. I'm like, well, it doesn't make sense to make the money in the summer, go back home in the winter and come back in the summer. I can't work on my house. So I'll work for 15 bucks an hour if I can stay. And he's like, yeah, okay. So cool. Paying all my taxes and everything, which turns out to be like 65% time they got done taking my food stamps and everything. I'm like, I'm only making 245 bucks a month right now. This isn't going to work. Still trying to have faith in God that maybe something, I don't know. But then the boss comes in and he's in a bad mood. I think he either uses steroids because he's like super built or he's bipolar because he gets these moods, right? And I get there, I'm ready to go, and he's like, you don't work until 8. I was supposed to get there at 6:30 or 7 that day, 7. So I'm sitting there a half an hour early. I was going to go help him because he was struggling with this tent that was full of water from the storm. And he's like, well, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I'm like, all right, fine. I'll go sit in the truck, wait, time to start. Well, he comes over wanting to know if I have my tax paperwork done. Well, he'd sent it to my email. I didn't know it showed up in my spam folder. So he's mad about that. And then he sees the holster for the gun on the dashboard of the truck. I made a video about this already. He's like, you got a gun on you? I'm like, well, yeah, it's been there since 2009 when I bought it. Well, all I had to do was lie to him. But it's not my default position. I wasn't raised as a Christian to lie, so I just don't do that. And besides, I got a terrible memory, so I'm not a very good liar. So all I could have done is said no, or yeah, but if it's a problem, I'll leave it in the car. And I would have still had my job. But I was like, nope, just cash me out. And later on, I called him back. I talked to Echo and I think I talked to Derek before or after anyway. Derek's the one to help me get the job. Thanks, by the way. But she's like, well, just tell him you'll conceal it. I know you won't, and you know I won't too, and so do I. But he said, well, just tell him you'll not conceal it, but leave it in the car and instead conceal it. See, I'm not a good liar. It wouldn't work. So I lost my job. Well, he said no. He said he didn't want that. I was just out of a job. So I lost my job because I'm exercising my right, and Jesus told me to carry a gun anyway, and because I'm honest. And now I'm like back and forth with just F you, and I think part of God's problem was that with me is on the job we got these little nets, and I was getting tired of that, and I started cussing him out for the nets again. So I don't blame him, but I don't know what's going to happen now. I don't even know how long it is before I can go home because I ain't got any money. And since I had been paying taxes and did this job on the books, they cut my food stamps to $26, and then they're going to take $300 or $400 out of my monthly check. So I don't know. And plus I owe taxes somehow. Well, I guess they send me a bill. I'll figure it out then. I'll make a video later complaining about it. So I don't know. When I find out, you will too.